Hey, you amazing friends. I am so honored to be live streaming to you with amazing Amy Hammond from Florida. How you doing, Amy?
Hi, Edward. Hi, everybody. It's good
Oh,
to be here. Really good to be here. Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
it's a pleasure. Now, we were just talking before and I thought we're going to jump on a live stream and talk about it. You were talking about this great initiative of bringing women together and talking about health and empowerment and business. Tell us everything because it's kind of like what we do and I love it. And you're going to do your legendary version of it. Tell us all about what you're thinking, Amy.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to do so because, as you know, I've been working on a particular product that I think I mailed you guys one.
You
And
did.
I have, so I've got a couple of things going on, Edward. And I'm moving towards an area that I believe that I shine best at, which is bringing people together. Everybody knows that about me. It's always been what I've been about, which is connecting people, and and it comes from a sincere place. Health is really important to me. With everything that we do, I want to make sure that I'm conducting myself in a healthy manner, and I'm living a healthy lifestyle, and living with healthy thoughts, and with that, I believe that I could take my business, my intimate body care business, and expand upon that with people that I've got a team around me of these great women. So my goal is to introduce everybody to one another. It's really that basic. And I really enjoy what you are doing with your network. And I'm just learning. I'm learning by you, and I'm here to, start making something happen with my niche, which is women driven businesses by women for women in the healthcare industry.
Just amazing, Amy. We've got James Patrona is saying hello. James, we love you on LinkedIn. James is saying quick hello.
Thanks.
And I just I love where you're going. It's funny. I've always seen you as that, amazing business networking character, bringing people together. And the biggest thing I've always noticed, I've noticed this ourselves, especially, is that when you bring people together, amazing things happen. I think stuff happens that never would have otherwise happened. Legendary, Amy.
I think win-win. It's a win-win. I have never lost by bringing good people together ever. So why not bring it into my business world? And right? If I'm that good at it and people trust me, I am a trusted brand within my personal life, and in past businesses that I've been involved with, which have often been in the hospitality industry. So I'm a natural at it, right? So what I want to do is I want to take these fantastic experts that I know globally at this point, thanks to your network. Honestly, thanks to your network, I now know people globally. Um, and I want to start highlighting them. So, coming up soon, I'm going to be, having my own interviews and my own events coming up so people can see what this is about. And basically, it's going to be, women driven events by women for women. And guys, you can come along too, because it's about time you hear what we have to say.
Oh,
Don't be
I think
afraid.
I think it's great. I've always been the guy who, and I love saying this because, you know me, I'm an insecure Persian guy, so I'm about image a lot. And before I talk about my insecurities, I just want to say a quick hello. We've got Mazar Sher. Mazar Sher says, "Good point, Amy. We love you, Mazar."
Oh,
We've
thanks, Lisa.
we've got Voyage Humanitarian Nepal Trex. Hello, good seeing you. And we've got Mark Ingstar saying hello as well. And we've got Yasser from Dubai on as well. We love you, winners, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, everybody. Good to
Yeah,
meet you all.
we got quite a crowd today. We've got over 20 people listening live and a big thank you. So I just want to say a big welcome.
Yeah, good to see you all.
Yeah, I got a good crowd because everyone loves Amy. It's interesting you say that because it was funny. I was into women's empowerment before it was a thing, right? So these days, it's very trendy for men to be in women's empowerment. But I was doing that when it wasn't trendy, and people would say to me, Ed, why don't you just stick to men's issues? Why are you into helping women, right? So again, I was in it before it was popular. Now all men are jumping on the bandwagon, and I commend them for that, by the way. Better late than never. But I think it's very much, I kind of see it as we're bringing the right people together. So whether you're male, female, black, straight, you love the T-Man or you don't. We're all, you hate him. You love the T-Man or you hate the T-Man.
Right,
we're
because
all people.
Honestly, what we're going to be discussing is not just women issue. What I'm talking about is bringing together brilliant people who are experts in their field, and they all have something that we can all learn by, and that's really bottom line, right? And so it's just me pulling together people that I have in my network and introducing them to people in your network and your network and your network. And let's see what we can make of all this. It's basic. It's real simple. So I'm really excited to get this project going, and it's new for me. So I would really appreciate any support and, people coming on and seeing what I'm about, and not what I'm about so much as what I'm about, and introducing you to other people and seeing what their fields of expertise has to offer. It might work for them. And that's the bottom line. That's, like I said, through my whole entire adult life, I have focused on bringing people together. I did it a lot in under the hospitality roof, but it expands into many realms. And so I'm excited to do this, so.
Yeah. I'm glad we could get the inside scoop and get you living about it early. So there you go. I was going to ask you now, I'm probably letting a cat out of the bag. Now, you're talking about this amazing friend of yours who's a branding and packaging expert, and you were going to ask her if she wanted to be your first speaker. I reckon she'll say yes, Amy. What do you think? I reckon she'll
Lana, come on board.
Lana,
play, Lana.
We need you, Lana. I have no idea who it is, but I'll say, we need you, Lana. How about Amy, Lana?
Well, you'll have to tune in to find out who Lana is. And honestly, she has been a packaging expert for decades. She's worked with Amazon and Google and many other companies that it's an honor for her to be in my circle. Hands down, an honor. So, and I would love to be able to have Lana as, if not my first, maybe running second. So Lana, I'm looking at you for first.
Oh, there we go. And here we go. Got a few great comments. James Patroni says, it's like an army of ants. Many ants feed the colony. Very good sci-fi answer. So clearly James is into the film Starship Troopers, which I think is awesome.
Right on, James.
We've got Adrisa Jalot, who says a massive hello to us. And we've got, it doesn't tell me in StreamYard, but we've got an anonymous user from Australia saying that we love Amy. So there you go. So you got a huge fan club across the world.
Thanks, folks.
Hey, I got a great question from Yasser from Dubai. Great seeing you, Yasser. Yasser just says, Amy, why did you choose body care products rather than an other industry entrepreneur? That's actually a good question. What was your motivation for the whole intimate care thing, Amy? Love to hear about it.
Well, I have, when I was younger, I used to model as a young gal. And
I can see you modeling now. Like, I think you should be like, A, that doesn't surprise me. And B, I think you'd be a great model right now. You should pick it up again.
Well, thank you. Well, my hands are full right now, but thank you very much. However, if anyone wants to, hire me, I'm up for hire. Yeah. However, when I was a young gal, entering my teen years, my agent told me, start using sunscreen now. And I was all about like 13. And she told me to start using moisturizer as well now, daily. She was very stern about it. And I listened. And ever since then, so I'm on my latter years of my 50s, like really latter. Wow. And I get often that I look like I'm in my 40s. Some people even think I'm 30, late 30s. So I attribute that to, taking care of my skin and going back to, we have a fellow friend in our network, Ellie, who we speak about her supplements. And, if you don't take care of your insides, you can put all the things you want on your skin, darling, and it's just not going to glow. I mean, you've got to take care of. It's a holistic picture. So, I've started young, and look at this glow. So, I've been always into, not wearing so much like cosmetic. A lot of people relate the female gender into cosmetics. I'm not as into cosmetics as I am into skincare, because this is the largest living organ that we have, and we should just be caring for ourselves. Instead of covering it up, we should just be celebrating what we have and being very appreciative of what we have. Um, Boy, I can go on and on about that topic, because a lot of people, they want to point out like, oh, I've got this wrinkle here and a wrinkle here. And I'm like, we're living and walking in this gift called life. Let's celebrate. Let's not break ourselves down. And it's nothing just like a good, having a good moist body, moist skin.
Yeah, well, there you go. And it's funny you say that, because it's funny. And for everyone listening, we're talking about amazing Ali Huang, who's one of our great friends from Australia. And before I react, just a few reactions. We got Tony Liolo going lol, giving you a smiley face. We got Paul Barton saying you probably need good cybersecurity for your network, which is true. And we got John Hacking on Facebook, and John Hacking says, "Love it, be who you are." We love you, John Hacking, husband of G Hacking. And interestingly, Mazar asked a great question, which we're actually going to answer shortly, about what about herbal products, Amy? In fact, I'll answer Mazar's questions now. What's your take on herbal products, and what are your thoughts there, Amy?
Well, I am all about plant-based products. So, that's really where I'm basing all of this from. If we don't have to, we're at a stage in life, we certainly are not going to promote anybody who's testing on animals. This era is it's a horrible era for us to have had to examine. So plant-based materials, is where it's at for me. I mean, 100% is where it's at for me. Even down, I don't know if you saw my post on LinkedIn recently, where I'm celebrating the Enzyme Sisters, which are all natural, cleaning products that we have. And, nature has a way of working things out if we just give it a chance. We don't have to use Roundup and chemicals on our weeds. We can use, a white vinegar, and there's many different, natural products that are available to us all. We just need to be open to it. And a lot of times it takes a little bit more time, and patience is a virtue. And with nature, things take time. Things take time to grow. Every day that, when we were born, we start dying, right? Things take time. Everything takes time. And, you may have to wait a little bit longer. Like the other day in my LinkedIn post where I said you had to soak for, half a day, these whites in this, my enzymes and my borax. But by the end, I had the whitest of whites. And it took a little while to get it, but you get great rewards when you wait for the,
It's interesting you say all this. Like, this is really hitting. And again, we've got a hello from Amado Diallo. Great seeing you, Amado. You got a lot of fan mail coming in, Amy. And I was going to say, if you are watching live, hit that like, leave a comment. We'll read it out, and make sure you hit that share key as well. Make sure you connect and follow Amy as well. And if you're watching the recording, big thank you. Yeah, it's interesting you say all that, because as you know, and I'm very ashamed of this, but I'm also proud of it because I've solved the problem. But we're in Australia, and Australia went in a full penal colony. So when the whole pandemic hit, we actually have had more lockdowns than China. Like, that's how crazy it's been. We make Canadians look like the land of freedom. That's how bad we are, right? So, Canada's the land of freedom compared to what we've done. Anyway, and interestingly, I put on so much weight during lockdown. So I've spent 7 months losing it, mind you. But the end of lockdown, my insides hated me. So when you talk about insides, like just all the junk, just, not going out, not doing any steps. And it was funny. I looked good on camera, But man, I've just felt so terrible. And people have actually said to me, now I've got my insides working, Ed, you're like a totally different character. Isn't it amazing? Because, can you tell us a bit about that? Because I really got myself sick and unhealthy, and it's taken me like 7 months of hard work to get out of it. What are your thoughts on anyone watching who has really unhealthy insides like I used to? What do you want to say to those people? What are your thoughts and advice, Amy?
There's a few habits that we all fall into, and as human beings, we tend to have vices to pacify, discomfort that we're experiencing emotionally. Usually, it's emotional, and I find that when you're in that place, if you go down that sad rabbit hole of eating poorly, you're certainly not going to feel better. It's you're certainly not going to feel better. You're not going to start expressing yourself in a positive light, and it will take you down down the rabbit hole instead of lifting you up through, to reach a higher purpose. And I'm kind of talking general because, I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a dietitian, but, I've had my own experience because I am a human being, and I've had, points in my life where I'm, feel dazed and confused, and have turned to vices like a glass of wine a day. A glass of wine a day seems very, the Italians do it. Everybody says, oh, the Italians, they have a glass of wine a day. Everybody has a glass of wine a day over there. Well, that can be habit forming. Especially, and I'm going to say, especially women who are at home cooking dinners and having a nice glass of wine while they're cooking dinner. The next thing you know, you're topping it off, and then you're pouring another glass. And this becomes a daily habit. Now, do you want to be a drinker, a daily drinker? And the answer really needs to be no. Because so, and with that, then you start nibbling on foods that aren't healthy for you, right? So of course you don't feel well when you start eating things like, I'll tell you this, I can have one bite of something fried, and like a bite, literally a bite. And
your body's pissed at you.
Because I don't eat fried foods, it's wasteful calories. We should be feeding our bodies and find things that you enjoy that are good for you. And that 21-day breaking a habit, process, challenge yourself. Go for 21 days to change a habit, and let that habit be, start with food. Because if you're not feeling good and you're not living your best, then something needs to change. Because we deserve to live our best.
And I messed up. Like I'm fine now. I look like my handsome, slim Persian self again, but it's been a hard 7 months, and got a few great shares. And by the way, keep your comments coming, friends. Like, share, comment. Follow and connect with Amy, be it on Facebook or LinkedIn.
Yes.
So Amadu Diallo says, Amy, this is my first time to your live streaming, and we absolutely love you. Amadu, we love you too. And my old friend Timothy Ragg from Facebook's watching. For me, being a professional athlete, it is discipline. Once you tell your brain you're in control, that bad habits will stop. Absolutely. Great one. And Maria Santos, we love you, Maria Santos. Maria Santos says, we really love you. You giving us hope and learning from you day by day. We love you, Maria Santos. And John Hacking says, and by the way, tell Dee she's awesome, says instant gratification with bad results. That's what I did. So lockdown, I just did hardcore instant gratification. And I was not in good shape in lockdown. All the better, I'm all handsome again now. So I want to ask you this question, Amy. To someone who made the Edwards ear mistake and they're deep down that instant gratification rabbit hole, their health isn't right, they're overweight, they're just sick. What do you say to people listening right now whose health is just not good? What's your advice to them, Amy?
Edward, it's always just your first step. And your first step needs to be believing in that you can see the change will come. I would say also to tap into people or your network around you, like you, Edward, who surround themselves with people who cheer you on, and find your own intimate group of people, friends. It could be one or two. And for me, I have a text group of 2 women in my life. And I'm very close with other women as well. But I have a text group with these particularly two women in my life, and we cheer each other on. And we know we're real with one another. We're not just, it's not just, come on, girl, you can do it. We
Yeah.
know each other intimately. We know what we struggle with. And we also believe in one another because we are an amazing people. We know, we recognize how precious we are to one another and to people in our lives. So we want to lift each other up. So I would say, absolutely believe in yourself that you can make the change. You have to take the first steps. You have to surround yourself with people who want to lift you up. That is key. And so, what is it that you say? Get rid of the toxic people.
Yeah, yeah. You took the words out. I was thinking those toxic people. You bet me to it, Amy. How do we deal with those horrible, evil, toxic people, Amy?
No, you've got no time for that. We have no time for this stuff. No time. You have to prioritize your time. You have to prioritize people in your life. You have to prioritize yourself. You absolutely have to prioritize yourself and people in your life who want good for you. And those people will let you know that they want good for you.
Brilliant. Amy, just want to say a big thank you. I want to say a big thank you to all our watchers. We've had a great crowd of like 20, 30 people watching the whole time. So I'll tell you what, Amy, you are the honey pot. Basically, if you want to attract the bees, just throw out a bowl of Amy and it'll all happen, right? And it's funny when you said you're a model, it's like my first reaction was, how come you're not still a model? That was my immediate reaction. It's like, well, duh, look at you, right? Of course you're a model. I was going to say as well, big thank you for this. Now, just as a recap for those that have come in or watching the recording, Amy is actually in the process of setting up a new, could we say like health women's entrepreneur network, perhaps?
Yeah.
And your goal is to bring amazing women together to help facilitate business. And whether you're, woman or not, man, please come as well. Do you just want to, as we close, do you just want to talk a little bit about, little boy just charged in the live stream. That's why I love live streams. I like the guy off BBC. Remember the guy on BBC with the daughter comes in wearing that thing? I'm like that. I was just going to say, tell us a little bit about your upcoming Zoom and what you're plotting there.
Well, I have, I've been in a cohort of with a group of women who we are looking into how we can not just raise each other up, but raise funding as well for our ventures and our, business ventures that we're embarking upon, because we all know a lot of it takes funding. So within that group, we have, we've got incredible engineer, and we've got a couple of women, working with diabetes programs to get word out there, and programs to help people along the way in healthcare. And to start a business, you need to make sure you've got if you're working with people, you have to make sure you have business contracts out there. So you really need to have a business attorney, and I've got a great gal, Courtney English is my business attorney, and I certainly hope to have her on as well. Lauren Kane helps us with venture capitalist pitching. She's a pitch mentor for us all. And this is another, these are people in my network. We've got a CFO to startups who is there. You can book these people, these women, these business women. You can book them, whether it's short term, longer term. There's a lot out there that there's a lot of packages that these folks offer. We've got packaging experts. We've got branding experts. Because it starts with we're our own brand. So you think, well, maybe I'm a silly person, or maybe I'm a stern person, and you've got to find how you need to brand yourself in the business world, which could often be a little bit different than, within how you've branded yourself in your family, which tends to be a different dynamic altogether. We've got people who are, who have products out there, and that I want to lift them up and share them with the world. So there's a lot. There's a lot of business people out there that we just all should be meeting one another. And there's a lot of smart gals out there that I want to expose to my network and to the world.
Now, interestingly, as you talk about this, I'm getting a lot of men, and thank you, the men saying this, saying, can I know I'm a dude, but can I be part of it? So I just want to say, there are a lot of men who are clamoring to support your legendary women's empowerment, Amy.
Thank you. Thank you. We need the support. We need the support. For instance, with in the investment firms out there, I don't have the stats because I wasn't prepared for this type of conversation, but we're women being invested upon in their businesses is a fraction to what men are being invested in, and a fraction, and it's very sad. But we're changing that, right? We're changing that because we're talking about it, and we're empowering women with more information on how we have access to funds that men so seemingly easily have better access to, have had better access to. So, we just got to approach all this stuff. And so, yes, men, come on, if you've got a mother and a sister and a wife, a girlfriend, an aunt, then you should be a part of the conversation.
Here, which is very good. And even our little boy's very excited as well. He's busy ripping up the house. So I better go before he sets something on fire.
Fair enough.
He's a little Persian boy like me, and I used to light fires as a child, so I'm worried about that guy out there. So I gotta No, I just want to say a big thank you, Amy, and to all those watching, thank you for tuning into our live stream. We're going to have a lot more live streams coming up. And Amy, we're absolutely right behind you in your upcoming Zoom. And just so you know, if you just come in, please send Amy a connection request. Follow her. Amy, I think you're a very popular lady. And after speaking to you, I can understand why.
Oh, thank you, Edward. Thank you for the opportunity. It's so good talking with you again.
Pleasure. Thank you, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Oh, before you go, Amy, can I get a closing thought? I forgot. Give us a closing thought. Closing thought, Amy. How dare I forget that? There you go.
Closing thought.
Closing thought. I can't believe I forgot that. I'm angry at myself, but I'm glad I caught myself.
Take care of yourself. Take care of one another, and go out and lift each other up.
Oh, God.
What else is there?
Oh, legendary. All right. Bye, everyone. Love you, Amy. Love you all. Thanks so much for all.